Okay, so today, so the things I'm going through, I'll start with that. So, the dogs. Oh, see, there's Trixie. You probably see her bounce around. She's very bouncy. I have this thing up really high because they move in on me and I gotta have this table like touching the chair. So I gotta go up. So I don't know. It's constantly changing. Oh my God, now they're gonna start the competition. That's the weird thing too with them it's weird to just watch how they interact with each other and communicate with each other and stuff. It's very specific. And somehow they've pulled me into it. I don't know. They just do it automatically. And I've become like an island they both have to own. They're moving in from both sides. So the battle. So anyways, Stella is having such a hard time. Oh my gosh. Her the one thing, I feel like my hair keeps looking weird. I'm not used to it being like right there. One thing is that leg that was so swollen, like this whole thing that was so giant and swollen, it's really small now. It's down to just like a regular little cyst thing that she gets, and but and she was limping around on that. But then it seemed like, I don't know, maybe there was 24 hours where she wasn't limping. I don't know if it was even that long, but whatever. As soon as she feels okay, as soon as she feels good, then she'll run outside and do the fence and run the fence. And she hadn't been doing that, but she did it yesterday. Now she can't even walk. Literally can't walk. She can't get comfortable. She's crying. I've given her CBD. I got to go to the store and get some more because nothing's working. And that's where, big pharma, fuck, they get that hold in your head like, oh, maybe there's something else. Oh my God, maybe there's some drugs I could give her that she wouldn't be hurting and could help her. But when they first diagnosed her with arthritis, she's got severe arthritis and hip dysplasia, and they want me to put her on medicine that was she's 1.5 years old, and they want me to put her on medicine that's going to wreck her liver. You got to get constant blood work done. Like, no, my other dog just died. I'm not doing that. And so I thought, okay, we'll just keep going natural. But as soon as she feels good, she runs out and she runs, and it's so hard to stop. That's why I wanted the fence open like that, so the dogs wouldn't do that. But you can't control other people and their moods and emotions. That's for sure. So if you're trying, let it go, because you can't do it. You just frustrate yourself if you keep trying. But anyways, Stella's really, really struggling, and Trixie's making a move in on her territory. I think Stella's feeling like down, and so Trixie's getting closer and closer and closer. You gotta sit right on me. So anyways, there was some other stuff though I wanted to talk about. There's been so many things. My head starts getting so full. It's like, I gotta go get some of this out of there. I gotta go talk about this. But then, let me think of what some of the stuff was. One of the things was that, I talk a lot about the diet thing, and there's a lot of people out there that, believe like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. This is what you need to do. Follow my guidelines to ascension. I've got it planned out. Do this, 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 and this. And, then you're saved. Woo! So I just don't go like that, man. That's not the information I get in my head. You have to connect. You have to follow your guidance. You have to grow with the lessons that are coming to show you. There is no direct path. We're all going different paths. We all got to find our way. We can all share techniques and things to do, but yeah, there's too many people who just want to follow the same kind of paradigm of control, or I'm not really sure, but it's very much built on this like false idols and stuff, and somebody can save me, and yeah, nobody can save you. There's only one person who can save you, and it's you. So get on it. If you need saving, get on it because you're the only one who can do it. And so yes, and I talk all the time. And before, months and months ago, I was talking about, the human body and the DNA, that I think that our bodies need specific things depending on our DNA ancestry and stuff like that, that we aren't really privy to in our daily lives. You don't really know. You got to tune into your body and listen to what it's telling you. But it has certain needs that have been designed into it, kind of like you could get a Honda, but you can't go putting Ford parts on it. Doesn't work. So, you have specific needs in your own self, and you can't just do what everybody else is doing. It's the latest trend. And plus with the food thing, it's just so controlled and manipulated, so much misinformation. And I'm telling you, to me, the only thing that the universe is looking for back from you is gratitude. Whatever it is you get to eat, it's gratitude. Thank you. you know I don't know, like the people, even last Thanksgiving when I tweeted that, about all the vegans just committed murder or something like that. I don't remember, whatever little snappy comment I said. But, it's energy. Everything has energy. And everything, so if it has energy, it has consciousness. If it's growing, it has some sort of consciousness, no matter what its awareness. As human beings, we are finding out about what conscious awareness really means. It's understanding I'm consciousness. I am more than this. I am capable of more than this and stuff. And that is why we as human beings, there's so many different things going on. Oh my gosh. When you really think about it, because it's like the evolution of humanity is the ascension of the planet, is the ascension of the whole solar system. Like the whole solar system is going to reconform, kind of, when the solar flash thing happens. And it's not just there's so many people have talked about this. There's so many ways you can look it up, and don't just stick on one thing. When you're looking for something, always go to a whole bunch of different sources, and go to sources that don't agree with each other. Let you decide. Don't go, oh well, this person says it and they said don't listen to that person, so I'm not listening to that person. Go listen to everybody. Listen to everybody. Take it in. You decide for yourself. This isn't, a contest. You're making your own rules as you go. So, yeah, the whole thing with the food is it's so manipulated, and nobody can tell somebody else how to eat. And the whole thing too about, like, okay, you're going to raise your vibration. You're going to raise your vibration by not judging yourself, not being grateful, being in gratitude, not judging everything that's here. I mean, this is the experience. This is the earth experience. So having gratitude, even if you're in a painful situation, just know that painful situation will end, and I'm going to have so much growth from it, even when you're in it. And it just feels like, oh my God, why am I alive? This is so horrible. There's ways that you can get yourself out of it, kind of, because you don't necessarily, you don't need to just never feel pain. You've got to feel pain. That's the whole point of being there, so you can feel the pain, because then you grow. So you don't need to skip that part. You need to feel it, but you don't need to get stuck there. You don't need to victimize yourself. You need to feel it, move it, and move on. Grow as a person. So even if you're going through hard things, just know, you can find balance. You don't have to just stay in the, life sucks and I'm the victim of the world. But all the things that are here are all meant for this experience. And, that's the thing. We've got so many people judging this and judging that and stuff. And I mean, we have so much landscape on the earth to go and just see. And just in Washington State, you have, I think, like, you have the plains, you have the Rocky Mountains, you have the mountains with tons of forest, the rainforesty kind. You have the more dry kind. Like you have so many different places to go have different experiences just in one state. Like that we have the whole world to go and experience. You know, we just gotta get through this. It's gonna get better. But yeah, the stuff with the food, let me get back on track. So the stuff with the food, you know, that drives me crazy because I think that it has a lot to do with our own bodies, and you can't follow somebody else's thing. You're not meant to. You know, if somebody's telling you to do something, no, you need to feel it. You need to learn it. That's how you know it. You know, just because someone tells you that, unless you go, you know, like somebody could, for instance, somebody could tell you a traumatic story of something that happened to them. You could raise enough emotion in you that you could actually learn a lesson from that. But in most things, as a conscious being, you go through the experiences so that you can learn from them. But right now we're in this weird transition, and we're leaving this very controlled kind of, you know, do this, do that, and this is a good person, this is a bad person, you know, all that kind of crap. And you know, breaking free from that. But so many people still hold on to that, like, well, that's our training, we gotta that's what we gotta use it. But really, you know, the more that you can release that, the better, because that's what that's the old system, and we're not going to be in that system anymore. And you got to let it go. It's going to be ripped right out of your hands if you don't. Or you can hold on and stay back. I don't know. Like I've said, I don't know how this is all going down. I just know it's going down. And but so the thing that I found interesting, because you know, I've talked about this stuff with the food and stuff, and you know, don't just do something because someone tells you. Get in touch with your body. Your body will tell you what it needs, and listen to it and treat it right, and it will treat you right. But so yesterday I was watching something, and these 5 guys, and their book is called Red Pill Revolution, and it's these 5 guys, and I don't know, they might be from medical, some of them they dealt with medical from the other side of having to have an illness. And then, you know, you see what a fucking bullshit thing the medical community is, if you get it. You know, I've gotten a few different perspectives. They're the ones that injured me, going to court and seeing the bullshit, the working, seeing the politics. Yeah, there's some bullshit. But anyway, so they were talking, and they were talking a lot about this book is about the health, you know, how to stay healthy, because that's something that, you know, keeps coming up, and people think like, oh, I can go and eat a fucking gallon of ice cream and drink beer and soda all day and then just put this on and I'm safe. Whoa. I was like, that's not how it works. You know, take control of your health, because that's not how it works. If you could look inside your body after all that, you'd see what I mean. The things that you're injuring, you can't see. And some of the things that you can see, you're not even going to know until it's further down the road, you know? So, yeah, get involved with your own health of your own body. And then the diet thing, and they were saying the same thing. One guy, he was a vegan, I think, for 35 years, and he ended up getting rheumatoid arthritis, a real severe case of it or something. I don't know. It goes in degrees, I guess. And then he, and it was all from not eating meat, that he, whatever happened to his body. And so he started studying it and looking into it and stuff like that. And then he started seeing too, that has something to do with, like he thinks too, that it's something to do with the ancestral DNA or something like that. You can read his book to get his whole perspective. You know, I get like a little snippet of him talking, and in my mind it's already related. So I've already filed it in like, oh yeah. So, you know, it could be more details, but that was, I was, you know, felt like confirmation to me. And then another guy talking about his wife with the MS and just the bullshit. You know, they don't have all the answers. I think that we need to go way more into the Eastern medication. It's about you. It's about getting in touch with mind, body, spirit. And, but they said too, you know, you can't just jump in and be a vegan because, they're doing it. I can't even go to heaven if I don't do it. that's not why you do it. That's not why you do it. You got to do it. If you're going to go vegan, you got to be listening to your body, you know, and you've got to listen to its needs. Like, I haven't eaten meat. Well, I mean, it could have been snuck in on me at some point. Like, you go and get beans somewhere and it's been cooked in stock or whatever. So, but chewing on flesh of cows and pigs when I was a little kid. So long time ago. And then I kept eating birds and fish. I still eat fish because I still do think I have to have some animal protein. My body starts feeling like, oh, you know, but you don't need as much as what they tell you need, because we're cattle, and they've designed your feeding. And, you know, it's not for your best health. And they misguide you all the time on your health. I was thinking the other day, you know, how much, like, for the people who really focus on their health, not just the gym rats, like, I'm gonna have the best body there is out there and stuff like that. Not them. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the you know, nutrition, which they do know a lot about nutrition, but like I said, in so many things, people can just get so caught up in their ego that they miss the point of what they're really supposed to be doing. And so you know, I think some people just go overboard. Like, oh, I got a muscle. Oh, I'm going to get a bunch. I'm going to look good. And, you know, and it does feel good when you go out, you know, and you are in that kind of shape. But, I mean, there's people who that becomes their life. So that's a little out of balance for me. But anyways, so I was talking about something with that. Always going to make some point, and I just go off and like, oh, what am I talking about? Well, something about the gym people and the ego and stuff. But anyways, just it is about listening to your body, you know, and it doesn't need that much. Oh, with the feeding schedules, yeah, the you know, the controllers, they designed our feeding thing. Oh, and the people who, yeah, they get ready or focus on their health, then, you know, they're like, oh, we don't want that. Damn, we don't want anybody focusing on their health. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to make up a thing about, we'll just start putting a whole bunch of sickly, skinny people out there, and then we'll tell everybody, you know, look at them, and then we'll get all these young girls to want to be like them, and we'll put all the, you know, they manipulate the whole thing, and then they create this thing of like, what's it called? Diet culture. Everything's culture, diet culture, cancel culture. Oh my God, they're stupid shit. But yeah, diet culture. So then if you worry too much about your body, well, you're obsessed. You're crazy, you know? Quit. Just accept your body. Eat whatever you want, accept your body. Well, your body's probably not accepting you. So... School bus. I can't even talk over them, especially there's two of them. And Trixie is so, I don't even know if she sleeps. I've never seen anything like it. This girl is like fucking steroids hyper. Okay. Suddenly it doesn't hurt when she needs to run down there and bark. Climb over the chair. So anyways, what was I saying? Oh, it drives me crazy when I get interrupted. So horrible too. People interrupt me all the time. Probably because I'm long-winded. I can talk. Just interrupt me. Just cut me off. But then I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't even know what, you know. And they'll be like, okay, go ahead. What were you saying now? I was like, I have no idea. That conversation ended. I have no idea. Okay, so I was back onto the cancel culture. diet culture. Oh yeah. So yeah, they're misrepresenting everything, and they do want us to just not be healthy. So they have to dirty that and make it sound bad. And then they have to start pushing all these people who were really overweight, probably super unhealthy. I don't care if you're 20 fucking 5 years old and you go get good labs. You cannot be in that shape and be 55 and get good labs. I will guarantee you. And don't be thinking because, this is how I am right now. You're expecting your body to go a few more years, right? So you better get on top of it and take care of it. Because yeah, what they're trying to lead you to believe that you can be 100 pounds overweight and be healthy is wrong. It's just wrong. I don't care how many, extremely obese people they pull out and say, well, I have good labs, they can walk and stuff. Your heart in your lungs and everything doesn't get bigger. Your organs don't grow to carry the extra weight. You stress them out. The oxygen in your blood. I mean, people really need to learn more about the human body, to connect and to get into touch and to know what they're dealing with. They're just like a carrot, every single thing. Like, feeding time is, I'm supposed to eat look at the pyramid. Oh, I'm supposed to eat this, two of those. Oh, well, I'll have an extra couple of those too. God, I got to treat myself right. I got to love myself. That's not loving yourself at all. It may feel like you're loving yourself. Good. Then you're raising your vibration, I guess. But, I guess I do preach. Yeah, I do preach. Okay. I preach about mind, body, spirit, connection, connect. Your body will tell you, and your body, a human body is just a human body, and they do come in all shapes and sizes. But that doesn't mean it's supposed to be like you have this one and you're supposed to put, an extra one on it. That is too much for people, and they've got to get it out of their heads, because if you're focusing on yourself, that means you're doing something wrong. You're part of the diet problem culture of people not accepting themselves on the planet and whatever the bullshit. Turn off the bullshit and go meditate. Listen to your body before you eat. Sit down, meditate, listen to your body. It will tell you what it wants. And then drink more water. And, especially if you're trying to transition from eating super unhealthy, not just unhealthy quantities, but unhealthy things and stuff. And they've got so many chemicals on some of those the processed foods that are addictive. So yeah, if you're trying to switch from eating like shit, not taking care of yourself, and then switching into it's a big transition to go from quarter pounders to carrot sticks, and I don't eat carrot sticks. I mean, I will every once in a while, but it's not like, oh, I'm gonna eat my carrot sticks today. That's all I got. I probably should eat more, because that one thing that I saw about the food thing, that guy that was watching, I really like that show, Initiation, and that Marcus DeSantis or something like that. But I really like that guy. He really speaks to my heart. But if you are trying to do that big of a switch, don't be hard on yourself. Fucking pat yourself on the back for every time that you can do something on whatever your goal is. Like, you don't have to reach your goals in a week. You don't have to reach them in a month. You don't have to reach them in a year. You just have to go start that direction. Once you start that direction, the trajectory is set. Just stay on track, and you'll get to your goals. You can, there's one thing too, if you're trying to get away from, not taking care of yourself, and don't feel bad because you haven't. I mean, that's what they've, our consciousness was willing to be controlled because we weren't really sure who we were. Now we're going like, hey, wait a minute. I don't have to listen to you. I've got a handle on this shit. Yeah, so if you've been caught up in the bullshit, don't be hard on yourself and set your goals. And one way you can also do that is, what are they called? They're called vision boards. You can go in and cut out pictures of like, okay, I want to, I want to live in a house that looks like that. I want to have a garden that looks like that. I want to start liking salads that look like that. I want to have a boyfriend that looks like that. I want to have a car that looks like that. You know, get it in your thing. Like, once you do that, you've put it out into the universe. And oddly enough, you can put that order in and your body will set itself. Like, you put out there, I want to look like this, you know, cut out your pictures, whatever, but be realistic. Like, you know, don't put on like Pamela Anderson 1984 and you look like, you know, right now Kathy Baker 2013, you know. Don't, you know, be realistic in your goals, like, but don't set your standard too low. Set your standards high, you know. That's where you've got to find your own balance. And but you know, that's setting your goal, but your body will respond when you let it know like what you want from it, like, you know, whatever. It may not go to, you know, like, I could set the thing all day long, like, oh, I want to butt like Kim Kardashian. Oh, I just want one of those big old asses. That's what I want so bad. You know, and I don't have that. That's not my body structure. So I can want it all day long. I can go to the gym, beat my head and well, believe me, I've tried before. And do squats and all the bullshit that they tell you to do to try and build some big butt muscles. And not all of us have that in our body. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Be realistic. Don't, you know what your body can do. Know your own body frame. But you can also say to, you know, I want, like, one thing too, I think that maybe is easier. Like, if you were, say in high school, you were 145 and you felt like you were really in good shape, you were taking care of yourself, you were active, you may have ate some junk, but you know, you had to go home every night and eat dinner, so you ate pretty healthy, you know, you walked a lot with your friends, you didn't have a car and stuff, and you felt like, yeah, I looked good, I was in good shape and stuff. You say, hey, we're going to go back there. That's our goal. I want to get back there. So, but you can't just sit there and tell your body every day, like, because your body's going to tell you, okay, let's go, let's move. Your body's going to tell you, okay, you've had enough. Stop eating now. Your body's going to tell you, do you really need that dessert? I don't know. You know, but it will get you to where you wanted to be. But you got to also be listening, you know, and you can't just sit back and go, okay, do this for me. You've got, that's why it's mind-body connection. It's you working in sync with your body and being tuned in to spirit, knowing, you know, and there's so many things that you can set those goals and stuff like that. Like when my hair was beginning to turn silver, at first I was dyeing it because I thought, oh, it makes me look older. And then it was one of my daughters. She was like, oh, silver hair is so popular. You should let it grow. Stop coloring it. So I stopped coloring it. And I couldn't believe how many older women then would meet me and they'd be like, oh, I'm going to stop coloring my hair. I really like it. And then plus, man, it frees you up from so much to stop coloring your hair. God, so much better. To me, I don't like to be tied down to shit. And hair color ties you down. Anyways, so I, you know, the more it goes, the more I would like it. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, I want it. And I started being like, I want it to go all through my hair. I want it to all turn that color. And and I do that all the time, like it's manifesting or whatever. And then I start seeing like, oh my gosh, there's more and more coming in. There's more and more. There's just so much silver growing in. So it's not going to be like overnight, you know, but you can still, you have communication with your body is all I'm saying. So, but you have to find that communication. And there's so many people who don't even trust this communication. They don't even, I mean, they still think like, I don't know, a stork brought you down, the angels will carry you up, and whatever, the hokey stuff that they've been telling people forever. But the more that you get in touch and the more that you know, understand your consciousness, your energy, that there's energy all around you, you're in communication with other energy all the time, that you have to focus where you need to focus, You have to be responsible for how you see things, and all that stuff. And somehow that is all linked in with food to me. But it does really, because it is about our body's nutrition. And these guys, one of them for sure, he was talking about people who only need sun, air, and water. And there's actual people who they live for years and years and they haven't had an ounce of food. And he was talking about, that we are still on that kind of thing, like lower human beings, because we have to eat the food, and the food gets his energy from the sun. So we're going through the middleman to get the food, because the sun energizes the food, then we eat the food. And he said, oh, I'll just throw this in because I thought, oh, that makes a lot of sense to me, because I've also seen Stephen Gundry talk about this. But you shouldn't be eating things that aren't, for wherever you're at in your climate, you should only eat what is in season at the time. That's one thing that's really important about local. And I've talked a lot about the local farms and stuff, and where we're going to be headed. And the more we go out of corporate, the more will be our food, our ways we'll eat will be very different. But that you should only eat what is in your climate, because he said, like, if you go and you get bananas and you're like where I live, Pacific Northwest, and you're in the middle of winter and it's been dark for fucking 3-4 months, you haven't seen a sun, and then you go get a banana and you eat it, it's supercharged with energy and it goes into your body, but your body is in kind of a hibernation mode. Your body is kind of like, okay, we're just going to ride it out. We're just going to rest and relax, get ready for spring. And so then when you eat that, this energy, it does something. And I haven't read the book. I'm just saying the thing. And I thought, oh, that's interesting, because Stephen Gundry talks a lot about that, but he doesn't talk about it in that way, but about how important it is for our body's mechanics to only eat what's seasonal. And that there's so much manipulation, especially with fruits and vegetables and stuff. And we're eating the wrong things at the wrong time. And then all these people have stomach problems and they don't know why. So Stephen Gundry is another one too. Really good. So the Red Pill Revolution, their book sounds interesting. I liked all the stuff the guys were all saying. And Stephen Gundry, if you're trying to figure out about food and trying to understand more about your body and stuff, Stephen Gundry is very about scientific, but he's also, I think he has a bit of a spiritual side to him. But anyways, he's a doctor, and so he just says a lot of science stuff. In the one book he says that the first book, I think it was, is very, very scientific. So maybe if you haven't taken biology, you may not even know half our A&P, not just the ones in high school. But I don't know, the high school ones have shown a lot more too now. I mean, some of the stuff, like AP stuff, So I don't know. But you should learn about what's going on inside your body, especially if you think like this is okay for extended time. I mean, all these people now are dying, but everybody thinks, oh no, it's still from it's like, come on, guys, wake up. There's a lot of death going on. It's not, take these off. Quit, stop getting these. Focus on your health. Focus on your diet. Focus on your nutrition. Focus on exercising and taking care of yourself. Don't get extreme in anything. Find the balance. Find your balance. If you start doing something too much, pull back. Balance it out. And tune into yourself so when you're going out of balance, because it's all talking to you. It's all telling you all the time. But so many people have turned it down, shut it off. They're focused on, the voice outside of them that's telling them, do this, do this, do this, do this. So they think this one doesn't have a voice. Well, this one has a voice. It's telling you, but you're not listening. So, turn off the outside one, start listening to the inside one, and try that a couple months and see if it doesn't make a big change. But, if you are trying to do the changeover from doing really bad, you gained a bunch of weight during quarantine especially, and, you were always trying to lose that 20 pounds anyways, and now you've added on more, and you're just feeling like, oh my God, and life is over anyways. We're going to the apocalypse. We're never going to get out of this. We're going to be stuck in our houses forever. Woe is me. I may as well just eat myself into oblivion. It doesn't matter. I can go outside and get a germ and die immediately and all that stuff. You know, if you can break free from that record that they've playing on the TV, you know, and regroup, get centered, and start focusing and listening to yourself, like, fucking applaud yourself. You can just turn the TV off for a day, get out of the programming, turn it off, spend a day outdoors, applaud yourself. Every single step you take away from the control and get in touch with who and what you are, fucking applaud yourself. You know, have gratitude. And that's going to raise your vibration. That's all you got to do. Figure out how to just find balance and love yourself. And don't get caught up in other people's drama who can't, you know, if they want to tell you you're wrong, you do this wrong, you do that wrong, you shouldn't do this, you smell funny, whatever, all the stuff. No, that's coming from within them. You don't have to fight with them. You don't have to argue. Let them see the world the way they need to see it. It's going to help them grow. And, you know, just, you know, love yourself and tune into yourself. You know, I feel like this is such a repetitive message, and I've talked so long that I'm not going to talk about anything else today. I don't think, well, I got to go out and do something. I got to go get her more medicine. So, anyways, just really, you know, that is my advice, just human to human. Focus on yourself. Learn to love yourself. Turn off the TV. Stop listening to the programming. They're lying to you about everything. If you're on medicine, you know, do what you can to switch out of it and find something natural. You know, start going to a homeopathic doctors and stuff. Start doing some switching, you know, switching out of the old system, because it will be less abrupt for you if you're taking your own, you know, like, okay, shit's falling apart. You know, that doesn't mean the world's ending. That system is ending. So start transitioning yourself, and it will be a lot less, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be happening soon, you know. A lot of traumatic stuff people are going to have to face, just like that thing like about Charles Manson. That still blows my mind. Like, they took this little beat down, scrawny guy who was just a victim his whole entire life and just threw him under the bus and made him into the devil so that they could have a scapegoat. It's like, oh my God, they're relentless, you guys. I mean, these people, these controllers, they are, well, they're relentless too, but they're also like, they're so cut off from their own soul, you know. They're just, and they're definitely, I mean, we've got advanced beings that don't have the same kind of, like, human beings have, like I said before, you know, we have, if you go by what that guy says, we have everybody's DNA. We are like the hope of all the galaxy for the future. We are bringing it all together. But that means, but you have all these different beings that are all like, have been at war for forever. And, you know, we're kind of a product of that, but we're the hope of the future. Human beings are the hope of the future. So we can't get caught up in, you know, what has been and stuff, because we're here to make what is. We're here to make the future. So, you know, you got to get excited. And don't let other people tell you how to live your life. Set your own rules and be strong and be independent and love yourself and be your freaky self, you know? Don't try and conform. Just be you every day, all day. Try it for a week. It's great. Okay, so have a great day. Be you. Work on you, because you can't fix anybody else. Okay, I'll talk to you later.